Hello, and welcome back to Mr. B Teaches History. Today we will examine of how the United States got the remaining parts of the western United States through a war with Mexico. One point I would like to make though is that the United States did not steal the territory of the Southwest. We won the war against Mexico and paid them $15 million to take over part of their territory. We had every right to take it by force at the time, but instead we chose to compensate the losers of the war to get what we wanted. So let's get started. When the United States decided to annex Texas, this led to trouble with Mexico. In response, President Polk sent ambassadors to Mexico to persuade Mexicans to accomplish a few things. They wanted to persuade Mexico to sell California and New Mexico to the United States and settle the dispute between Mexico and Texas border. They failed on both counts. There was confusion on the locations of Texas' southern border. Mexico thought it was the northernmost river, the Nuncias River, and the United States thought it was the more southern river, the Rio Grande. Both countries sent the military into the territory between the rivers to defend their border, and they ended up fighting each other. This fight was used by many Democrats to justify the war, though many records show this was not the result that President Polk wanted. This war was approved of by large majorities in Congress and the people, but Northern Whigs like Illinois Representative Abraham Lincoln opposed the war because they feared it would lead to an expansion of slavery. The war was fought in Mexico with relatively small armies on three separate fronts. John C. Fremont overthrew the Mexican government in California and proclaimed independence in 1856 in the Bear Flag Revolt. Zachary Taylor takes an army and drives the Mexicans south to the Rio Grande River from Texas. And lastly, Winfield Scott invades central Mexico and captures the port of Veracruz and the capital in 1847. The war was fought in Mexico with relatively small armies on three separate fronts. John C. Fremont overthrew the Mexican government in California and proclaimed independence in 1856 in the Bear Flag Revolt. Zachary Taylor takes an army and drives the Mexicans south to the Rio Grande River from Texas. And lastly, Winfield Scott invades central Mexico and captures the port of Veracruz and the capital in 1847. After the capital was captured, the war ended quickly after that with the signing of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848. This treaty made the Rio Grande River the southern border of Texas, and the United States paid Mexico $15 million for the northern province of Mexico, which would include California, Nevada, Utah, and parts of Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. The Whig Party opposed the treaty because they thought it would lead to the expansion of slavery. Southern Democrats wanted to annex all of Mexico, but that would have required a large military occupation in a hostile territory. Whigs attempted to pass the Wilmot Proviso to forbid slavery in the new territories acquired from Mexico, but it failed to pass in the Senate. Despite the Mexican cessation, Southerners sought more land to spread slavery and their plantations. There were several attempts to gain Cuba from Spain. First, Polk offers to buy it from Spain, but they refuse, and many anti-slavery members of Congress react angrily to this proposal. Secondly, Southern adventurers led an invasion to take the island by force, but they failed. William Walker also tries to take over several Central American countries, but they united against him. In the Clayton-Bulwer Treaty of 1850, both Britain and the United States said they would not try to build a canal in Central America to unite with the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Lastly, the United States purchases a strip of land in the southwest of the United States for $10 million to legitimize the United States Railroad running through it. This was known as the Gadsden Purchase. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications you would like to make about this lecture, please leave a comment below. If you learned something new, please consider leaving a like. If you would like to receive notifications of more content like this, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If you would like to support this channel and creator financially, please check out the links in the description for merchandise or sites that will provide me direct financial support for the work of this channel. Thank you for your time and have a great day. Class dismissed.